Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back again to another episode of The Cheer Guys. I am Daniel Satterfield, and just a little word from our sponsors to start the show. We are sponsored by the Coachable app, an app for coaches in all sports. You can go on the app if you are a coach and you can create a profile, upload any drill videos, have athletes send you videos for you to analyze and talk over and tell them how they need to fix it. And guess what? You get to make money off of the app. The price you name, that's what you get to sell it for. Your knowledge has value. We want you to be able to make as much as you can, and you can do it from your phone. Athletes, find those coaches in all sports and go on, check it out. It's great to look at. Coachable-app.com. Also brought to you by Cheer and Dance Battles, a international virtual company that specializes in individuals, group stunt, and partner stunt. We want you guys to showcase exactly from your school, from your gym, from wherever you are in the world, what you can do. And hey, guess what? Cash prize payout at the end of it. Athletes get to make money doing this, and you'll be competing against teams and groups from all over the world. Going into our episode, very personal episode to me today. Didn't realize how much it was going to be till I looked up a little bit about it. But I always talk about on the show how, I grew up in a little town in Mississippi, and I had a guy in my church ask me if I wanted to hold a girl over one hand over my head when I was about 12, 13, and this is about the grand national champions at NCA this year. Brandon High School, my hometown, coach, owner of the gym I grew up in now way back many decades ago. So excited to be a part of this episode and get to talk about it and be a part of this. But as always, I'm going to shoot it over to my co-host and the guy who goes through all this stuff with me, and we love to talk about cheer, Mr. Chase Brett.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. And yeah, we're here with another one of our champion episodes in our champion series where we're reaching out to coaches to learn a little bit more about their program and their championship recipe that they have going on where they're at. And so, like he said, from Brandon High School, the Mississippi State champions, the NCA grand champions, and with us we have their coach. He also great choreographer, skills coach, all around great coach. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Will Emmons. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, dude, yeah, you obviously have a phenomenal background. All the coaches we talked to in this series, it's one of the things we like to start off with is just to know a little bit about you. We want to hear about the team and hear about other things. But man, just tell us a little bit about you, your background, and just how you got to where you are now with your gym and schools and what you do now.
Okay. Well, I grew up in a small town in Mississippi, Lake, Mississippi. And I cheered in high school all 4 years, and it was kind of the same scenario as you were speaking about earlier. I was randomly doing back handsprings at recess in the 8th grade, and the cheer sponsor walked up and was like, "Hey, you want to just try out?" So I did, and I cheered all 4 years, and then I cheered at East Central Community College there in Decatur, Mississippi, for 2 years. And
dude,
then,
are you kidding?
Yeah.
Dude, I coached ECCC for 2 years.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm telling you, it's there. You
We're
rock,
connecting.
Dude.
Yeah,
There's something there. I love it, dude. You're awesome.
Yeah, and then I cheered 1 year at Mississippi State. And then
State.
the whole time that I was doing that, I was also an NCA staffer. And I did that for about 9 years because I started right after I got out of high school. And then, so I was connecting with like teams and just meeting them at camps and things like that. And then the sponsor from Brandon at the time, she reached out to me and, just asked if I was interested in maybe doing some choreography for them, and little did I know that I was going to end up spending 9 years there. I'm finishing my 9th season with them.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been there for 9 years, and it's just been such a incredible journey. The community is awesome, and I know Daniel, you could testify to that. It's
great.
Community, it's a big town, but it's a small town feel, and everyone is so supportive, especially like athletics and even things like arts, like with the Brio that they have at the school. It has a winning vibe in the town, in the city, and that's what makes it great and easy.
All of the sports at Brandon High School are hardcore. I mean, baseball, football, all of them. So I mean,
I grew up from what's now the middle school. I mean, my house is literally like half a mile from the middle school, and then only a couple of miles from where the high school is now compared to that. So that's, I mean, the house I grew up in, at least.
Yeah.
So,
And they've upgraded a lot too, probably since you've seen
well,
it.
They've had to.
Yeah,
It's a great,
it's
one of the fastest
growing.
growing places in Mississippi. So, dude, I'm awesome that you're there. So
Yeah.
keep going. I mean, I keep loving hearing about it.
Well, and then, once I moved to Brandon, and I started working with them, they offered me the, a skills coaching job there. So I started off, and then soon afterwards, me and a friend, we created, Southern Athletics, and, I've been doing that, and we have all-star teams that have won, NCA national championships, cheer sport. Last year, our level 5 team got second at the D2 Summit. Looking for first this year with that team.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been doing that, and for the past like 8-9 years, and I travel a lot or work with different school teams or do choreography for all-star teams. So I'm all over the place all the time, but I wouldn't trade it. It's fun. But I love to come home and work with my girls, and it makes you like grateful too once you leave, and then you come back and you have some very hardworking athletes.
Well, yeah, as hard as you work doing all that stuff, man. I mean, I've been there before. I know it. I remember what it was like for you to sustain it this long. This is not your first win. If you look into your career and what you've done so far, you have a tradition of
quite
winning.
the list.
Yeah, and so it's a great thing. But I know with all the wins, they're different, and they all are special in a different way. And so just walk us through this win. What was it like for you guys? What was, what made it that special win this year for you and then for the team?
Yeah. Well, just like a little background, just before I get started with even this season, not this season, but last season, we did not even attend nationals. That was whenever, COVID was a big thing, and we were not allowed to travel and out of state and things like that. So it kind of put a damper on our parade, and then also at the same time that last season, we did not win the state championship. So that was kind of hard, and especially whenever you have those athletes that, really work super, super hard. And then you have that one opportunity, that one moment for the state championship. And, it just doesn't go as planned. So it's hard for everybody. But so our mission this year was just to kind of like rebrand almost, as a team, and just, we came with a different look. We got a new uniform. Normally we compete in white, but we switched it to black this year, and we wanted to change the culture just to make it more about, not necessarily winning, but just connecting with each other and being a family, in and out of the practice room, or the dog pound, as we call it. Anyways, this year was just like, that was that goal. We had a super, super talented 9th grade class this year. I want to say we had close to 14, 15 freshmen. And the team this year actually is probably about 70% freshmen on the floor. We are only graduating 3 seniors.
Dude.
Dude. Feeder team much?
I know. The junior high is equally just as talented. But this year we Storm Chaffin, he's also a guy that he's my partner in crime. Me and him are very yin and yang when it comes to coaching the team. And we've coached Brandon so long together. And he is such a great choreographer. He sees things that most people don't see. So he knows exactly how to put together the perfect routine and the skills that the kids can do. So, it's never like we're going on a hope and a prayer whenever we take the floor. It's like, we know that we can do this. So me and him, we just kind of brainstormed together, over the summer. We had an NCA speed camp staffing group that came to us, and we really wanted to kind of work on like pyramid elements and things that people don't normally see, and just something that's unique. And then we just worked all through the year. We went to the state championship this year, and honestly, that's probably my favorite routine that we competed. Just because it was so special. It was, it was like that moment that we got to redeem ourselves. And then also going to the Grand National Championship, it was a dream come true, because although it wasn't perfect, we executed some amazing skills that most of the time you really don't see high school teams do. And then also the way that we execute those skills. So it was amazing to finally go back to nationals and, not only win our national championship in the division, but also the Grand National Championship.
Yeah, which for those of you guys that are watching, if you don't know what Grand National Championship means, it means that they not only won their division and all the teams in their division they competed against, but they beat and won over all of the other champions as well. I mean, they were the Grand National Champion of every single division at the event. So, man, that congratulations again. Yeah, dude, brush it off, man. That's what's up. I mean, and dude, just kind of segueing from what you were saying about that routine, and I had so many different options between your Facebook and Instagram and everywhere, but dude, this video of this pyramid that I've been just kind of letting fly in the background, I want you to walk through both your athletes that are a part of this team. You were talking a little bit about all freshmen, but this pyramid is nonstop. It's well scripted. Every single count has something happening on it. And it's just awesome. Just walk us a little bit through this pyramid and this routine with these kids for a second.
Okay, so with this pyramid, when I see this pyramid, I first my eyes directly go to the center girl. That's Allie. She's one of our freshman athletes. And there's actually 3 freshman athletes in the front 3, the trick girls. Those are freshman athletes. Yes,
dude, that's phenomenal.
Yes,
her placement on that low to high full around is just dirty.
Yeah, and like
crispy
with that pyramid, that pyramid started off completely not what you see in that video. It was totally different. And I think that that's what's so cool about me and Storm coaching them. It's like, every day, we'll think of a pyramid, but that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, because we see what the girls get better at, and then we adjust according to them, and it's like, we kind of have that mindset. It's like, we never want to force the athlete. We want it to kind of come naturally and like more organic. And, we like see their growth in certain skills. And then that's how we create that. So we took a little things and we tweaked them, but about that pyramid, the reason why it looks like that is probably because they probably did that pyramid over 500 times, if not more.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, I love the beginning, I love the opening, I love the 4 rounds. My favorite part right here, that double brace front Baja twist around and immediate dip, rewind up to the top. I mean, it's a dip, flip, and it's the prep groups that just don't stop, dip, and immediately go for it. The seamless transitioning is what it is for me in routines. It's obvious talent and y'all's coaching style.
And actually, the main base in the center group, she's a freshman she's actually a sophomore. Sorry, so she's younger. It's a super young team. Like I said, we're only
high expectations for the future. I see.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Wow.
Not to mention, I've seen the middle school, and wow, too. Like they're just as good. Seriously.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about that, and people always ask me, how do you get the girls, how do you guys create them to be that way? And really, it starts at a young age in Brandon. And since I've been here and working with the school, it's kind of just created that culture of just excellence. So it's not necessarily that we demand it, like even on the middle school team, there are no certain tumbling requirements or things that we ask for. It's just, what I feel like what we bring to the table is what people see. So, that's kind of how we have that growth and that influx of just great athletes coming along. And then also as well, our all-star program, which has definitely helped us because it's right here. It's maybe 7-8 minutes from the gym. So it's very easy for, us to be able to transition in, and even
right off Old Brandon Road. Next
absolutely.
Dude, I mean, like, is there still a Wendy's down the road on the corner?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a gas station down there now.
There's a
I
gas
don't-
station. There's the Wendy's around the corner. We used to
Yeah.
do we would do standing tucks or standing pulls for like stick and stands with the staff, and whoever like won or whoever got challenged, whoever did whatever, you'd have to buy them a Frosty or something from the gas station, like
Yeah.
as you left right there. So like hearing you talk about where
Yeah.
you are in relation to high school, man, it's a great place for people from different areas of the city, even Flowwood, Northwest Rankin, Pearl, all over, to kind of all come together and be right there.
Yeah, we have kids that come as far as even like Newton, or kind of closer over towards Meridian, and then
Yeah,
north, like the Madison area. We have some kids that come from down like Simpson County. So it's really, we're
Wow.
pulling from like an hour, radius or whatever you would say, range.
Right.
But, and it's, we just, the kind of like culture that we have at Brandon is what we built here at the gym. So it's, the cool thing about it is it's not like we are coaches that are just good at all-stars or just good at school cheer. It's like we have both of those worlds together. So it's truly a blessing. And I think for the most part, we try to stay humble, and just keep working and bringing that innovative stuff. Like you were referring to the twist down in the pyramid. Storm actually created that.
Yeah.
And he envisioned that. So he is a mastermind when it comes to that. And then I love to just work the hand to hands and, different things like that, and really focus on skill and the technique,
Right.
So together it just makes a great package.
Well, I mean, and I love it. And I use the word crispy a lot when we're commentating, when things hit just like they hit perfect and they don't move.
That's
like
right.
just right. And I'm like, and watching, that pyramid over and over, and it was just, it's crispy. And I think that's kind of your reputation. You've gotten to where we're going to be clean and difficult.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to not just entertain you. We're going to kind of blow your mind a little bit. So what's the coaching philosophy? Of course, the pandemic, different things going on. What's the coaching philosophy that has helped you get that culture built without, like you said, we didn't demand it. Our all-stars ran parallel with the mindset of our high school, and that's how it kind of just went together. But what did you do to create that philosophy and style from the beginning?
I think from the very beginning, and this is like one of my favorite things to say, and I live by this quote, and I mean, in my personal life and then also in my work life, but it's work hard and stay humble. And, really just growing up from, in a small town where I wasn't really given the opportunities that kids have here. Growing up, I never competed in high school with the school team. I never did all-stars growing up, because just where I lived, there was nothing in the area. And, I was the type of kid that would like get up on Sunday mornings and record on the VCR, ESPN, whenever they would show the championships and things like that. And it was always such an interest. So when I did get the opportunity to really kind of, start my coaching career and just be able to be here with Southern Athletics and Brandon, I carried that into there. And that's what I, push on the girls. And we do as a coaching staff, because I also coach with 3 other coaches, 2 are sponsors, and then Storm as well. But we just really push that family, and we're here together. And no matter what, we're going to be here, good routine, bad routine, we're going to find our way through it. And just like work hard, stay humble whenever we do win, which is great. It's like, we're not promised that next season. So it's almost like clean slate, which
Right.
kind of makes it interesting. And every year is a different story. It's a different chapter. So, I would,
So you
if I
didn't
had to say
demand
a philosophy, that's it.
Yeah, you didn't demand it, you expected it, and then they didn't want to disappoint you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And
Right.
they are extremely hardworking girls. And the crazy thing about it is most people would ask and say, y'all must practice every single day. And that's not the case. We just utilize our time whenever we're in the room, and these girls are maybe averaging like 6 hours a week. So they actually do get to still have a social life and then still be the grand national champions at the same time.
Right.
It's just all about time management. So the kids are learning life lessons,
Oh, but
every day, and they don't even know.
that speaks to I mean, your coaching style, your ability, time management, you're teaching life skills and life lessons. Yeah, but that sets them up for expectation of themselves for other areas of their lives and other things that they're going to learn. I mean, Chase and I both talk about all the time how most of the character, integrity, and quality things we learned about life and how we do things, we learn from cheerleading. We learn from being on a team, having to overcome elements. So what you're doing with them is you're keeping them humble, keeping them hardworking, and then that sets them up for the future of what they're doing. Which, by the way, let us know, because I know y'all won and you're there. What's the future for you, Brandon High School, the Bulldog? Like, go Bulldogs, go BHS. What I know you've already started planning next year for your team, because you just already know, well, we'll do this better. Like, what's the future, man? Where are we going?
Well, we are actually just in the transition of, preparing for tryouts, which our tryouts are, totally different. They're very collegiate in a way, compared to a traditional, I feel like, a school tryout. Everyone's in the same room. We incorporate stunning, and just seeing who's best at different positions on the team. And so right now we're in the like I said, the transition of that, and preparing and working on our tumbling skills, and adding new ones that maybe we didn't put into the routine last year, but we could in the future. And so we'll have tryouts coming up in March. And, as far as the team goes, we have a super talented group of 8th graders that will be moving up. And like I said, with only losing 3 seniors, it should be, it should be pretty fun to work with this team. And also, this being my 10th season with them, I definitely want to do something big for that. So,
dude, a decade, that's a milestone, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as far as like skills, I don't really know exactly, what we've tossed around some ideas, but at the same time, we like to keep things a little secretive, because it just builds the fun. But it does look promising for them to be another strong team, and honestly, for a few years to come. With the freshman class that we have now, they're so talented. So, honestly, they're a team within itself, and just in that 9th grade class. And so hopefully they can help lead us on to more championships.
Dude, I'm enthralled by your story, your gym, everything you're doing. So anybody who's watching this episode that may not be involved with your program, or even at Brandon, but just All-Stars, anything, what do people need to do to get in touch with you? What's the best way? How do we get people in contact with you?
Yeah, the best way to to get in contact with us is honestly reaching out to us on social media. Our Facebook, we have an Instagram page. Also, I know the Brandon girls, we have a TikTok page. They have an Instagram page themselves that we upload different videos and just information. So, anyway like that. And then if they are ever, over in our area, just drop by and, check us out.
I think that's awesome. That's good advice. If you have any interest in being involved in a championship program and seeing how it is run, stop by and see Mr. Will Emmons. We appreciate you coming in today. Hang out for a second after this is over. Let's chat a little bit more. But thank you again for joining us on our episode.
I just want to point out, Chase, Will understood the assignment of a cheer guy. He showed up beard ready,
hat on.
He knew what he was doing.
Maybe recruiting me to do some sportscasting.
The hat and everything.
Would you be down to do some sportscasting with us in the future?
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down.
That's awesome.
We need more cheer guys.
We'll talk to you about it. So everybody, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for being a part of what the cheer guys are doing. And thanks to Will and Southern Athletics, and just your program, your Heart for Kids, and everything you guys are doing. I'm thankful to have had you on the show and everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope y'all enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time. We are the Cheer Guys, Daniel Satterfield and Chase Brett, and we'll talk to you soon.